3 Dark Facts about Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo. The Dark Legacy of Unit 731. During World War II, a covert Japanese military unit known as Unit 731 conducted secret biological and chemical warfare experiments on humans. The unit, based in Tokyo, conducted cruel and inhumane experiments, including vivisections and testing of lethal agents, resulting in the deaths of thousands of innocent people, including prisoners of war and civilians. Some of the experiments conducted by Unit 731 included vivisection. Live dissections of prisoners were performed without anesthesia to study the human body's physiological and anatomical aspects. These experiments were conducted to understand the effects of various weapons, diseases, and surgical procedures. Frostbite experiments. Prisoners were subjected to extreme cold temperatures to study the effects of frostbite and develop treatments for the Japanese troops fighting in cold climates. Weapons testing. Unit 731 conducted tests on humans to assess the effectiveness of biological and chemical weapons, including toxic gases, bacteriological agents, and other deadly substances. Pathogen research. The unit researched and developed lethal pathogens such as anthrax, plague, and cholera. These diseases were used in experimental attacks on both humans and animals to observe their effects and to develop methods for dissemination. Forced infections. Prisoners were forcibly infected with diseases to observe the progression of illnesses and test the effectiveness of vaccines and treatments. The victims of Unit 731's experiments suffered excruciating pain, disability, and often death as a result of these inhumane practices. It is estimated that thousands of people perished due to the experiments and other atrocities committed by the unit. It is important to note that the full extent of Unit 731's activities remained hidden until several decades after the war, and it was not until the 1980s and 1990s that more information about its atrocities became widely known. The Comfort Women. During World War II, the Japanese military established a system of forced prostitution, known as comfort women, where women from occupied territories, particularly Korea, were coerced into serving as sex slaves for Japanese soldiers. The exact number of women subjected to this brutal system is disputed, but it is estimated that tens of thousands were victims of sexual slavery and suffered physical and psychological abuse. The conditions endured by comfort women were deplorable. They were confined to small rooms, forced to provide sexual services to numerous soldiers every day, and subjected to physical and psychological abuse. The women faced extreme hardships, including rape, beatings, and torture. Many comfort women suffered from sexually transmitted infections, physical injuries, infertility, and lasting psychological trauma. Estimates of the number of comfort women vary, but it is believed that tens of thousands of women were victims of this system. The majority of them were from Korea, which was under Japanese colonial rule at the time. Other victims included women from China, the Philippines, Indonesia, Taiwan, and other countries in Asia. For many years, the issue of comfort women was shrouded in silence and denial. It wasn't until the 1990s that survivors began to come forward and share their stories, seeking acknowledgement, justice, and reparations. The Tokyo gas attack. On March 20, 1995, the Aum Shinrikyo, a doomsday cult, carried out a terrorist attack on the Tokyo subway system. On that fateful morning, members of Aum Shinrikyo boarded subway trains during rush hour and released sarin gas, a deadly nerve agent, in 5 coordinated attacks on 3 subway lines. The purpose of the attack was to provoke chaos and incite societal collapse, according to the cult's ideology. The gas affected thousands of commuters, causing respiratory distress, vision problems, nausea, and paralysis. 13 people died in the attacks, and more than 5,000 others suffered injuries of varying severity. Following the attack, a massive investigation was launched, leading to the identification and capture of the perpetrators. Shoko Asahara and other key members of Aum Shinrikyo were arrested and eventually brought to justice. The members involved in the Tokyo gas attack were sentenced to death by hanging and executed in 2018. Every city has its dark side. Some secret, some not so. Thanks for watching.